local news coverage on air and online. This is WLNS News Center 6 at 11, where local news comes first.
Lansing area residents are cleaning up after a tornado touches down in mid-Michigan. Good evening. Our WLNS News Center 6 top story tonight. A twister winds its way through eastern Eaton County. Reports from residents suggest the tornado touched down near Nixon Road and I-69. Traveling northeast, it crossed I-69 and I-96, where a semi-truck was overturned. The tornado moved north near Canal Road. There, a cooling tower was leveled at the Lansing Board of Water and Light's Erickson Power Plant, and an auto parts store was leveled near Millet Highway. The tornado passed by the Meyer Distribution Center, where it overturned several semi-trailers. Staying true to course, the twister began to lose power by the time it reached St. Joseph Highway, but several residential neighborhoods reported downed trees, power lines, and damage to their homes. The tornado was on a direct course for the Lansing Mall, but it retracted into the sky before it reached Saginaw Street. No deaths or serious injuries are being attributed to the tornado at this time. We've got top story team coverage of the tornado touchdown tonight. We start with Pat Michaels, who's in the Storm Center, to let us know if the storm has blown through the state.
It has. Things are quiet now. The severe thunderstorms and the tornado, all that is gone. As a matter of fact, the tornado watch is over. It was canceled before it was officially up at 9 o'clock tonight. But let me show you this map again and talk about the direction that it moved northeast, which was just right for what tornadoes do. At about 6:39 was our first report around Waverly. Right now, things are quiet. Rob Dale will talk about more about where those thunderstorms and where the tornadoes went. And I'll talk about if it has quietened off for this evening and our forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Pat. By far, the most serious storm damage occurred in the Delta Township Industrial District. That's where we find News Center 6 reporter Brad Edwards, who's toured the worst of the aftermath. What can you tell us, Brad?
Tim, what we can tell you is we are on Canal Road, just south of Mount Hope Highway in Delta Township here in Eaton County, where fire officials who are now cleaning up tell us at about 6:42 they heard what sounded like a thundering locomotive. That thundering locomotive was indeed the tornado. About a half-mile down the road here at A1 Auto Parts, quite a significant amount of damage here. Early reports were that a clerk was trapped inside. Those weren't right. She was inside, however, and she sustained a few minor injuries. She's doing okay. About a mile west of that, a semi-truck trailer toppled over. That driver is doing okay. However, he also sustained minor injuries. Now, as you guys were alluding to earlier, it did travel in a northeasterly direction. Sure enough, just north of A1 Auto Parts and just east of Canal Road. Take a look at the Erickson Power Plant, part of the Board of Water and Light. What you're looking at now is what just a few hours ago stood 6 60-foot tall cooling towers. They're all gone right now. Estimated cost to repair those will be $4 million. Now, about 2.5, 3 hours ago, we were much closer to the action than we were now. We were warned at that time by Delta Township fire officials to get back. They told us that several of the downed power lines may still be live, and they are also concerned at A1 Auto Parts there might be a natural gas leak. As you can see right now in Delta Township, a little bit of rain, a little windy, kind of the quiet after the storm. However, fire officials are still very concerned at the possibility there might be a natural gas leak at A1 Auto Parts, and we'll of course keep you up to date as any new information becomes available. Reporting live in Delta Township, Brad Edwards, WLNS News Center 6.
The tornado caught a number of Delta Township residents by surprise while damaging homes, trees, and power lines. News Center 6 reporter Dan Lutz joins us now live at the News Center with how residents are handling the damage.
Well, Tim, even areas out of the tornado's direct path experienced substantial damage tonight. It was a very scary evening for some Delta Township residents, and it's a story best told by eyewitnesses.
What you saw this evening? I was sitting downstairs on my computer.
I was inside the house, got a phone call from my cousin.
We were sitting at the kitchen table playing cards. There were 6 of us. I looked up out the kitchen window because it started to get windy.
I'm going, something's not right. I went outside. I started looking to the west, and I could see something about a half-mile wide, and I saw a lot of debris.
I look outside, I see Grangers flying everywhere, sidings of houses, just branches just circling around everywhere.
There were trees with roots flying by the kitchen window, patio furniture just flying on by.
I heard a tornado when I was like 8 years old, and I remember that sound.
The window sounded like it wanted to break, so I just kind of took cover underneath the table.
And as soon as we got down the basement, we started hearing all the doors and windows slamming shut. Felt the pressure drop.
By the time I got to the front door, I couldn't get the door shut. My husband came up behind me, helped me push it shut,
Pressure came back up.
and within seconds it was all over, and we had trees split, crashing out around us.
Back here, trees got ripped out of the ground, and power line dropped over here on this tree and caught on fire.
None of us were hurt, thank heavens, but that's kind of the short of it.
Neighbors say as soon as the tornado had passed, they all came outside to make sure their friends and neighbors were all right. The neighborhood suffered thousands of dollars of damage, and tomorrow they know they're going to have a lot of work ahead of them. Reporting live in the News Center, Dan Lutz, WLNS News Center 6.
On top of leveling a power plant operated by the Board of Water and Light, tonight's tornado took down numerous power lines, leaving over 1,000 homes and businesses in the dark. But it's looking brighter at this hour. The latest estimates show 100 BWL customers are without electricity tonight, and Consumers Energy still has 150 customers without power. Lansing of Board of Water and Light officials are spending the night trying to figure out how to deal with all the tornado damage. The Board of Water and Light's John Strickler joins us here live on the set to talk about this damage. This was a pretty big cooling tower.
About 120 feet long, about 60 feet high. It was a good-sized structure, Tim.
You were out there. What was the damage like?
It is not recognizable. If you had seen it before, you wouldn't know what it was. It's just a bunch of debris lying on the ground right now.
What was that made of? Was it pretty
Fiberglass and wood.
Yeah, so pretty strong. It wasn't aluminum. And what does this mean for the Erickson plant?
Well, it means that the plant will be offline until the cooling tower is reconstructed, and we think that will take probably 4 to 6 weeks. We'll be talking to a cooling tower company first thing tomorrow and go from there.
And again, the estimate about $4 million?
About $4 million replacement.
Now, what does this mean for the power that you generate to provide to your customers? You had 2 power plants, now you're only going to be down to 1, right?
Well, Erickson had about a quarter of our overall capacity. We have probably adequate capacity on our own to serve our customers this time of year. And if we need more, of course, we can buy it off the grid. So we don't anticipate a problem as far as our customers are concerned. We are fortunate it didn't happen in June or July when capacity is a little more precious.
And fortunate no employees were injured as well.
Absolutely. We had about 4 employees in the plant. No one was hurt at all.
All right. Good luck, John. Thank you for joining us. The timing of the tornado couldn't have been worse for sports fans tonight. News Center 6 had to break into programming during the U.S. Open. But Rob Dale's live in Delta Township, and he says it paid off, possibly by saving lives.
Yeah, you know, it's never nice dealing with tornado aftermath. It's made all the worse tonight by this cold, damp rain. But there was some good news. Thanks to technology provided by WLNS and Farm Bureau Insurance, and the years that I've spent going to conferences for training, researching old data, we were able to stay ahead of the storm. While I was mentioning a severe thunderstorm in the Jackson County area, Live Storm Tracker 6 Doppler radar caught my eye as a storm moving out of Potterville. Now, there were no formal warnings, but I mentioned if I lived on that part of town, I would be taking cover of the potential for a rotating thunderstorm and a possible tornado. Not long thereafter, a tornado was spotted. A formal tornado warning was issued, but once again, Live Doppler radar proved its value tonight. We'll be back out here tomorrow along with a few meteorologists from the National Weather Service taking a survey of the damage, trying to figure out exactly what happened, what sort of intensity this was, and then we'll let you know. We'll keep you updated about that. For now, back to the studio.
All right, thank you, Rob. You just saw the weather from then. Now let's concentrate on what's happening now. Storm Tracker 6 Chief Meteorologist Pat Michaels is live in the Storm Center with a glimpse at your forecast.
That's right. We're talking about the tornado warnings are over. The tornado watch is over. Things are calm tonight. Live Storm Tracker 6 Doppler radar at this moment showing you a few light sprinkles left. Those are moving out. And we are seeing some cooler temperatures. We'll talk about that big change in our forecast coming in your Storm Tracker 6 forecast coming up a little bit later on. Back to you.
There's more news straight ahead. When we come back, we've got word about a meningitis scare